Hey guys, we're here at Scottsdale Ferrari and we have three special cars to show you. We have a 2018 GT2 RS that they just sold and two club sports. The 2019 GT2 RS, they only made 200 of those, probably only 30, 40 made it into US. And then a really special and rare car, they only made 30 of them, and it's the 25th anniversary car from Manthey Racing. And these cars are for sale. My friend owns both the club sports. So if you're interested, ask for Chad here. He's the manager. Tell him Charlie sent you. And yeah, let's take a look at him. So Penske owns this dealership. They have Aston Martin, obviously Ferrari, Rolls-Royce, Bentley, Bugatti, Lambo, Porsche, of course. Am I missing any? Yeah. So beautiful showroom, as you can see. You know, Penske even has a museum. So if you haven't been here and you live in Arizona, it's worth coming and checking out. It's pretty impressive. And you can see all their paints and samples over there on the wall. And here's the first car, the 25th anniversary. This car, they only have made 30 of these cars, and only 5 made it into the United States. I think 1 is in Canada. And I think the gentleman that I bought my club sport from got the 25 to replace it. But yeah, this is a very special car. It's based off of the GT2 RS when they manufactured that car in 2018. And then 2019, they made the club sport. And that was a very special car. They only made 200 of those. And it's about 170 pounds lighter than the street going car. Same motor, so you still are running 700 horsepower. Same gearbox, so the PDK transmission. And that's what makes it such a great track car. You could run it through PCA, SRO series. It's not street legal, so both these cars that you're seeing are not street legal. But just a little bit easier to maintain, or I should say less expensive to maintain than like a GT3 Cup car. Let's go around the car. You can see with the anniversary, celebrating their 25 years for Manthey Racing being in business, they just did a little bit different bodywork. Instead of the air ducts up here for the brakes, they're here. It looks to me like it's a little bit wider. Obviously, this is a lot larger. You still have the air induction for the radiators through the front, which is super cool. And I love how all of these cars come this color combination. So just like the club sports came in all body in white, these are coming with this theme. Super cool. Let's see here. This one got opted with the passenger seat as well. This covers the battery, so the battery's out right now. But this is a brand new car. Scottsdale Ferrari selling it for, what is it, 1.39?
Yeah, right around the 1.4, 1.39.
Yeah, and so it is for sale. A friend of mine owns this car and the other car that's for sale. The other club sport that we're gonna be seeing is Max Verstappen's car that he bought from Max. If you're not familiar with these cars, they do have air, so you could raise the car, take the wheels on and off. This has a much larger, and you can see it in here, the street going car has a small one in the front. You can see that tank right there, that's for the distilled water. You add the distilled water in here, put it in there. This is, so if there's any air, if it runs dry and there's any air, you could purge it. You can see how light the doors are, if you want to look at that, Massimo. They're super light. Yeah.
There's nothing to them.
Yeah, it's crazy. And unfortunately, these windows do not go down. The car does have air conditioning, which is super rare for a track/race car. What else is unique? This is definitely a lot larger than the street going rear spoiler, so to speak. Swan neck, which is super cool. They did a great job with the back. I like how they updated, you know, the Club Sport exhaust is not fancy at all. They did a really nice job finishing these. And I actually have a company for my Club Sport building a set like those. or emulating that, and those got shipped this week. So hopefully in the next week or two through DHL is doing air for us, so hopefully we get those in a week or two. Let's see here, Massimo. Go on the driver's side, and you can see the steering wheel for the Club Sports are all the same. You can see the controls that you have there, from hydration to pit lane limiter, all the goodies that you'll need. It still does have a key, so you turn it, flip the red switch, and then you could turn the key once that switch is up, and then it starts. So really nice having that. Obviously you could, with the turn knob, you could do all of your rear view mirror adjustments from the driver's seat. Great seats, the Recaros, these are I think P1300s. The seats run about $8,500 a piece. So if you do want a seat, you could get a passenger seat like this car, and to get a matching one, it's $8,500 plus harness and things. But obviously no brainer. The gentleman, Francesco, that I bought mine from, did opt for the seat as well. And the spare package was about $25,000. That comes with a full set of rotors, pads, your lance, everything to sort of run the car, so to speak. Let's go over to the next car.
Let's do it.
Yeah. All right, and this is the street-going GT2 RS 2018. Scottsdale Ferrari did just sell this car. And as you can see, a little different in how the air ducts are for the brakes, a lot smaller. But overall, still really similar in how they look. This is the Weissach package. I believe for most of the GT2 RSs, they were a limited number produced. Most of them came, or the owners opted for the Weissach package. So, you're spending the money, you might as well get that package when you're going this big.
Kind of a no-brainer.
Yeah, kind of a no-brainer. But it is interesting how the race cars do have a lot of similarities with it. No roll cage. You can get a cage for just the back, and you can get harnesses for these carbon seats. It's still a beautiful car. I mean, this still, what did it do in Nürburgring, like 643
Something
or
super
647?
low, yeah.
I mean,
it was a track killer when it came out.
Yeah, there's not too many cars that have beaten this car on the track. But I wish McLaren did do some of the Nürburgring track times just to see where they place. I'd love to see what the 765 LT would do. I owned a 720. I absolutely loved that car. So I'm really excited to see the comparison of this and that car, even though mine's a Club Sport. I really am just curious to see how it does on the track. But this is just a monster on the track, to do a 643, 647, and then the Club Sports obviously are gonna really smoke those times, because I think even the Manthey Racing GT2 RS, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it's the same color. I think they did a 640 with a street-going GT2 RS, just with a little touch from Manthey Racing. So really impressive. I mean, that's, for a street-going car, that's really crazy to think about. But yeah, love the wheels. So with the package, with the Weissach package, you get the lighter wheels. You can see the rear spoiler is not as big, but again, it's perfect size for a street-going car. You don't want to be obnoxious driving around town. You can see the rear exhaust is different. It's on the sides instead of center like the Club Sport. But big difference with brakes, obviously suspension, but just a great car. I really think too, these cars in the Club Sports will go up in value in the next 5 years. This won't surprise me if in 5 years this car is at 700,000 all day long, and those will be over $1 million all day long. I mean, obviously a 25 is already over that, but it's just, they're rare. When you have numbered cars, unlike the GT3 RS, amazing car, holding its value extremely well. But when you have limited number production cars like these and numbered cars, it's just, those, especially the Porsche side, they just crush it for an investment.
Especially if you get a GT2 RS and a paint to sample too, those will go really high.
Yeah, very true. But yeah, that's a good touch on the GT2 RS street going car. All right, so this is the Club Sport, and they made 200 of these, and I think there's about 40, and I have to check with Porsche Club of America to confirm, but it's 30s or 40 range that have actually gotten imported into the United States out of that many. We actually do have a few here in Scottsdale, and a couple of guys run them at Apex Motor Club, where I'm a member at. And we'll be doing a video of that. You're gonna see probably tons of videos of us doing the track, getting it set up, all that fun stuff. But let's start with this. This is Max Verstappen's car. My friend purchased it, and it has, I think, 2,700 kilometers on it. Scottsdale Ferrari is selling it for $790,000. I'm not sure if Max wrapped this car or if the new owner did. But you can see Max signed it here, which is pretty cool. You can see the difference already with the 25 in this front end. It has the brake ducts here and still has the air inlet, but not as large, which is interesting to see. And cool canards. Race brakes over the street going version. So still have the center locks, you know, better brakes, adjustable race suspension. So it's true race car. Both these cars weigh about the same. I think a stock GT2 RS street car does 2.70 to 60. They're saying these do 2.50 to 60, which is pretty impressive. They are, again, 770 pounds lighter, so that's probably why you're seeing the difference in weight. You have some goodies in here, but you can see inside. So really the same interior. And there you can see another signature of Max's on the dash there.
Something I actually found really cool was this car pays homage to the Porsche Carrera GT with its blue center locks over here, and on the other side it's got red center locks.
Yeah, so they do that because they're different. So on all race cars, they do that. Yeah,
okay, I didn't know that.
Cool.
So
yeah.
I was totally off on the explanation.
Yeah, but yeah, good observation though.
Yeah, I thought that came from the CGT, which is really cool.
Yeah.
Even that race cars do that.
Yeah, so all race cars with center locks will have one color on one side, the other color on the other side, and they're always blue and red, from my experience with my race cars in the past. The exhaust, if you look down here, you can see it's not as good looking as the 25 edition, but we're having a company custom build it. We're doing a muffler delete, but with those tips, similar tips, I think you'll really like them, and we'll do maybe a before and after video of how it sounds with those. We had to have them custom made. There's a race team that does that, and they really took care of us on price and hooked us up. And I'm really excited to hear the car, and hopefully we're not over our limits on sound with them. If we are, then we're gonna have to put this exhaust back on for the track.
Now, the way this rear valence sits, like the way it's cut up against the exhaust, that's stock, right?
Yeah, yeah, everything you see here is stock. They did take off the Clubsport logo, the GT2 RS Clubsport logo, stock rear spoiler. And it's interesting how, if you see, a lot of the carbon up top has the nice shiny finish, and the rest is just the flat finish or matte finish, including down here. And as you can see here, the interior is the same for both cars. Just a little difference here and there, but overall the steering wheel, everything else is the same, seats the same, the roll cage is the same. We will be doing a Race Logic system in the car, V-Box Race Logic system. And we'll have HD cameras front and back. You have to run those really when racing, so you can see who's liable with accidents, things like that. We will be building in a horn in my car for when we take it to Cars and Coffee. But yeah, I'm super excited, you guys. I hope you like the video of the comparisons. Two extremely rare cars. And if you guys are interested in these cars, reach out to Chad or anybody here at Scottsdale Ferrari Pre-Owned to get quotes, questions asked, things like that. I know they already have somebody serious on the 25th anniversary model. And yeah, if you have any questions, comments, comment below. Please subscribe for more content coming on the Clubsport cars. Like I said, I'm getting number 97. It has under 300 miles on it, so it's like new, and we will be tracking that car and super excited to get it. So thanks again for watching. Stay tuned for more.